The success of Marvel Comics in the mid-1960s led to a series of lucrative licensing opportunities for the once struggling publishing company, allowing its suddenly popular superhero characters to be used in Saturday morning cartoons, as well as products as diverse as board games, Halloween costumes, and stationery, gave Marvel a badly needed injection of capital, as well as raising its profile above the humble spinner racks that could still be found in every gas station, drugstore, and five and dime across America. And while comic books would continue to be the company's bread and butter for the foreseeable future, four-color funny books weren't the only paper products one might get their superhero fix from. In 1966, Tennessee confectionery company Donruss threw their hat into the collectible ring with the first set of cards featuring the Marvel superheroes. There were 66 cards in total, created using artwork lifted directly from the pages of Marvel Comics. The set featured 6 heroes, who were allocated 11 cards each: Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Daredevil. Instead of replicating the text from the reprinted comic panels, Donruss opted for a more humorous approach to the subject. That is, when they could come up with a joke themselves. A few of the cards feature the suggestion, "Write your own," which some might feel is a cheat, but I took as a welcome invitation. When you've collected all of the cards, the images on the reverse sides become a poster of the featured heroes. Looks like Cap borrowed Cyclops' gloves and boots. In 1967, the Philadelphia Gum Company got into the act, releasing their own Marvel superhero stickers. This set consisted of 55 images, and are more or less low-rent copies of the Donruss cards, from the resourced artwork to the jokey dialogue balloons. I wasn't able to find out a whole lot more about these. They pretty much are what you think they are: inexpensive product licensed with little real overview from the parent company. Not content to simply rest on their cardboard laurels, in 1967, Topps produced a set called Crazy Little Comics, which featured a handful of Marvel characters in 8-page parody mini-books. And while not cards per se, these were packed with ubiquitous and deadly bubble gum, which was sure to splinter into thousands of needle-like shards the moment you bit into it. Ah, nostalgia. Topps returned to Marvel in 1975 for their Comic Book Heroes set. These were 40 full-color cards printed on die-cut adhesive-backed paper, which could be peeled and removed if one wished to use the cards as stickers. In addition to the regular 40-card set, there was also a subset of 9 puzzle cards, the acquisition of which allowed one to assemble the cover of Fantastic Four 100. The backs of these puzzle cards featured a handy checklist to help kids like me build a full set. And while the art used for the cards was contemporary, the format remained consistent with card sets of a decade past, with the emphasis on humorous dialogue. 1976 saw Topps return with a new set, now titled Marvel Superhero Stickers. These followed the style and tone set out by the first set, complete with the corny one-liners. Although grown-worthy now, as a kid I don't remember having a problem with these jokey additions. For me, the focus was solely on the characters themselves. At the time, I was barely 7 years old, so this was likely my first exposure to the son of Satan, Black Goliath, or Kazar outside of the Odd House ad. The 1976 set also had a subset of 9 puzzle cards, which, when assembled, formed the cover of Conan the Barbarian #1. Even now, more than 4 decades later, I lack the words to describe the sense of excitement and wonder that came from opening one of these wax-coated packages. And it's not just the gum talking. The charge that I got from these cards was tangible and, no joke, perhaps even addictive. There's no question that young Mink was the target audience for this product. To be able to seemingly lift the action right from the comic's page and place it in a space of my choosing was an exciting and intensely liberating experience for a comic-obsessed kid like myself. I mean, even at a glance, it's clear that these cards feature art from many of the Marvel greats: Ditko, Kirby, Romita, Buscema, Kane, and so many others. These weren't just stickers featuring Marvel characters. These were portable museum pieces representing a decade plus of first-class graphic storytelling. Oh, sure. At the time, I lacked the words to articulate such lofty praise upon dime store counter fodder, but trust me, the enthusiasm was there. It seemed that to be able to manipulate comic imagery in such an immediate fashion was akin to being some kind of kid Warhol. The chance to be able to use these characters for my own means, however basic, was intoxicating. And while the stickers lacked the versatility of intentionally playable products like color forms, they more than made up for it with their affordability and bold, comic cover bright colors. I skipped many a school lunch, hitting the local grocery store Canapples for a fresh pack of Marvel stickers on my way home. I was, to put it mildly, obsessed. I covered my new bike with them, much to my parents' horror. Hey, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I mean, it was summer, and I wanted to be around all my favorite stuff, even if that meant being blocks away from home. Putting stickers on my bike seemed expedient. Perhaps it was the only sensible choice. Sure, I eventually came to regret it, as the summer weather and general wear and tear soon left them faded ghosts of their former selves. Months in the sun baked the adhesive to the paint, making them impossible to remove by childhood means. Soon the bike frame was a sticky mess, covered in dirt, leaves, and leg hair. In time, my bike was stolen or outgrown, but the memory of those top stickers remained with me. And while I would occasionally stumble across the odd straggler at flea markets or junk shops, it wasn't until recently that I began looking for inexpensive cards at comic shops and shows in earnest. Like anything, condition is everything to many collectors. Me? I'm happy to take foxed, slightly bent or worn stickers for $1 or $2 a throw. I look at it this way. As a kid, I was just happy to have these things. Obsessing over minor concerns like loss of surface gloss or fading doesn't even enter into my collecting equation. Just to have these in hand again, to sift through the cards as I did 40 years ago, is enough. I just have to stop myself when the urge comes to decorate my bike again. For the Old Guys Who Like Old Comics Network, I'm Jason Mink. Thanks for watching.